Thank you. One of the advantages of speaking last is you can tailor-made your speech. So some of my points have already been covered by the previous discussants, so I will be not belaboring my points over there. I'll be focusing on a few points because geoeconomics in itself is broad. But you might be wondering, what is geoeconomics? I know most of you know this, but it's when a state pursues a wide array of policy objectives, whether it's fiscal policy, monetary policy, trade policy, regional connectivity policies, physical infrastructural investment policies, to acquire geostrategic and foreign policy objectives. That is geoeconomics as a whole. And if you want to see geoeconomics in play, just look at the Marshall Plan of the United States of America, which put them in a dominating stage, or just look at the BRI initiative of China, which has put them as the second contender, or what we say, we have now a duopoly in terms of the leading powers in the world. So when we come to this, so what are the geoeconomic challenges that are facing Bangladesh? And these are some of the longer running challenges that will not go away. Already, again, tension between India and China has been highlighted. Tension between China and USA has been highlighted, and how Bangladesh is caught in the middle. And we have already discussed that, again, we would like to practice that friendship to all, malice to none. But in a changing world full of flux, our foreign policy also changes, and that is also contingent on our economic growth. The stronger our economy grows, the more assertive and more independent our foreign policy options are. And nowadays, we see economic diplomacy coming to the fore. It's no longer about just building relationship. It's no longer about conferences, but it's about trade deals, it's about connectivity deals. It's about basically soft security. It's about people-to-people contact. It's about civil society contact. It's about branding and marketing your cultural resources. Turkey is a very good example. Turkish soap opera, Indian Bollywood industry, even the South Indian industry has made a name for itself. So in this world, how will Bangladesh stand? Again, in order to go forward, we have to look in the past. Exactly in 1757, Bangladesh, or the then Bengal, was a part of a geopolitical and geoeconomic struggle. If you are aware of it, there was a 7 Years' War, whereby you had Great Britain, or Britain and its empire, and the French Empire fighting it out for global domination. And the fight took place even as far as distant Bengal. Sirajuddaula lost his throne in Palasi. It was not only a courtroom intrigue, but it was a manifestation of an international power struggle. So this peril is imminent. What I would advocate, and I'm not the first one and I'll not be the last one, is a strategy of equiproximity, geostrategic equiproximity. Well, let's say, what's the difference between equidistance and equiproximity? Equidistance is a negative aspect, where we are passive. Equiproximity is one where we aggressively pursue our interests. And our relationship or our bonhomie with China will not be at the exclusion of India or United States of America. Already there are some challenges. We know that with Joe Biden coming in, Joe Biden is no friend of mine, the way I'm saying Joe Biden. But the idea is, when he has come in, and if you see his pronouncements, if you see the Secretary of State's pronouncements, Sullivan's, all of them, you sense that there will be a weaponization of human rights. There will be a weaponization of environmental compliance. There will be an emphasis of transparency, accountability, and governance. And those will be the weapons that will be targeted largely at China's BRI projects. There is an existential struggle, no matter how sugarcoating is going on. And smaller countries will be torn between. So we have to navigate a strategy. Number two, somehow, of late there's a realization that we need to realize our geostrategic and geopolitical importance. But Myanmar, I would argue, has beaten us to the punch. In North Rakhine, the Sittwe province, that you have the deep sea port, the Kaladan multimodal connectivity project. Over here, it has become more important, I would argue, in case of both China and India, whereas Bangladesh was a natural position, far more advantageous position to take greater benefits of this. So Myanmar has beaten to us to a punch. Even now you see in the Western media, there is very limited talk about the genocide that has been carried out of the Rakhines. There's a lot of crocodile tears being shed for restoration of democracy in Myanmar. But a large portion of the population in Myanmar had passively supported this genocidal operation of the Rohingyas. Democracy restoration in Myanmar, fine. But what about Rohingya repatriation? This is one point we need to hammer on. Second issue, Middle East. We forget Middle East. We celebrate our record remittance inflows. But in Middle East, there has been a dynamic change. Oil income is going down. They are shifting towards non-oil income. And more, in many of the states, the local unemployment, the native population, the resident population's unemployment rates are going up. This remittance train, gravy train, it may stop in the future. What then? The Indian and the Pakistani diaspora are in a more advantageous position because greater concentration of skilled labor are going there. How can we basically then, we have been also a large number of low-skilled people over there. But why don't you have more traction on the Middle Eastern policy? This is something that we need to work on for the next decade or 2 decades. Apportioning blame would not do. Number 3, another thing that we would like into is we have an emerging middle-class economy. By all estimates, if things go well, by 2035,
Mr. Abbasi,
we are...
you have
2 minutes? Okay. By 2035, we are expected to be the 25th largest economy, according to certain estimates. But in order to do so, again, what are the markets are we tapping in? Are we planning to tap into ASEAN market? Are we planning to tap into, again, the Chinese economic sphere, so to speak? Now, these are some of the challenges that I've just highlighted the challenges. How we come up with a way forward to this is, again, only time will tell. But for this, we need to come up with a lot of solutions or policy options or A, B, C, D options that we can go on. I think I'll stop here, and if there are further questions, I can elaborate. Thank you.